Okay, so we are continuing to work on Poly CLI Tool today, and we're gonna mess with something that I've never really touched in Rust, but people talk about it here and there, and that is some cow strings. So I hate this code right here. I hate declaring a little mute p just so that I don't get a lifetime warning and the string lives long enough for me to use it down here. I hate many things about this code. But apparently cows could help us here. We'll find out how, right? I mean, that's what this is all about. So we'll learn about some cows, see how we can use them, see how it works. You got to feed it before milking it. Yeah. I mean, I'm just your typical soy dev that doesn't drink dairy milk. So there is that as well. Cow. I think this should work. There's nothing else called a cow, right? Oh. All right. Cow. All right. Let's start with the docs. Looks pretty good, actually. I don't even have to do anything. I'm glad I trimmed my video. Before, my video was wider, but like my webcam feed, I'm sure no one else noticed. But before it was wider. But like, I don't know, a few weeks ago I trimmed it. I used to have to always zoom on these websites and stuff, and now it just works. It's a nice columnar layout. Cow, gotta spell it right. But dude, they're just spelling it like a standard cow. But in Google, you're right. Oh yeah, the whole part where Google is case sensitive, right? What? This'll work, right? Unbelievable. How does Google not know what I'm talking about? Okay. Fun times. Enum stood borrow cow, pub enum cow AB, where B A2 owned sized, borrowed AB owned, BS2 owned. All right, I think we know everything that we need to know. A clone on write smart pointer. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, clone on write smart pointer. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. I can infer what this means from reading that. The type cow is a smart pointer providing clone on write functionality. It can enclose and provide immutable access to borrowed data, and clone the data lazily when mutation or ownership is required. The type is designed to work with general borrowed data via the borrow trait. But I didn't read that right. Cow implements deref, which means that you can call non-mutating methods directly on the data it encloses. If mutation is desired, toMute will obtain a mutable reference to an owned value, cloning if necessary. If you need reference counting pointers, note that rcMakeMute and arcMakeMute can provide clone on write functionality as well. Okay. It clones. Yeah, it does clone. When would I want to use this? When you want to, when you want to add color and talk to other people about cows. I don't know. Let's think about that. Let's read the examples first, and then we'll maybe think about some use cases. All right. So stood borrow cow, absol takes an input, which is a cow. What's the first part of cow? Is it the lifetime? Yeah. Okay. We don't care about your lifetime in this case. And it has, what is that, a slice of an I-32. or an array, I guess. A slice, one way or another. Okay. Let v equals input I if v is less than 0, clones into a vector if not already owned. Input.toMute I equals minus v. Oh, I missed where the v came in. I'm just dumb. It's fine. Okay, so basically we're looping through everything in this cow. If v is less than 0. How does that work? Why? Oh, I guess I just need to actually read the rest of the code. Let slice equals 0, 1, 2. Right, okay, so this is just what they wanted to do. Okay. Let mute input equals cow from, and then you can just put in your little slice. Abs all mute input. Oh, right, because it's an abs function, like in math, where you absolute something. That makes sense. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I understand things. Clone occurs because input needs to be mutated. Okay. Okay. So basically, it lets you not think as much about whether you're having to clone the data or not. So in some ways, I feel like you would not want to use cow if you were really caring about performance, or you wanted like fine-tune control over when something's being mutated, cloned, etc. I feel like that might be part of this. No clone occurs because input is already owned. Okay, that's another great point. Okay. So because if it already has ownership, then it's not going to clone. So it basically it's almost like wrapping something in a cow lets you think less about what you're having to do as far as like borrowing and ownership. Yeah. Yeah. String is more expensive since it clones all the time, and cow is only when it mutates. Yep, doggo is here. Should we do it zoomed cam? He's not here that much these days. There you go. There's the dog. I just point at him. He gets very confused. He doesn't know what it's about. He's gonna bark at something. I don't know. He's just chilling. He's here for a while. Okay. Another example showing how to keep cow in a struct. All right. Sounds good. So we have a struct items with a lifetime parameter A and a generic X, where X implements toOwned. Okay. Oh, I see. Where slice of X has toOwned, and toOwned can basically create a vec. Got it. I know, right? Dude, chihuahuas are they're so sensitive, man. It gets just like a little bit cold and they act like it's, freezing. That's why he has to have his sweater. Is there no better way to do string mutation, though? I would imagine there's something better to do string mutation if you wanted like high performance, but your cat is bigger. Yeah, I would imagine so. He's like 10.5 to 11 pounds. Yeah, something like that. Pretty exciting. You have a 22-pound cat? No way. That's so freaking fat. Oh yeah, I've seen your cat. It's so freaking fat. It's such a chunky cat. Oh man. That's a chunky cat. Yeah. Classic size competition. Okay, so if we have a field name values, which is a cow that has a slice of X. Ample AX clone items, blah, blah, blah. And our constructor just takes that and, okay, pretty much normal. Creates a container from borrowed values of a slice. Okay. Let read only equals 1, 2. Borrowed equals items new. Sends a reference of the whole slice of read only into sure. Match borrowed items value cow borrowed B. Cow borrowed B. Print line borrowed B. Panic expect borrowed value. Okay. Sure. Let mute clone on write equals borrowed. Clone on write dot values dot to mute dot push 3. Print line clone on write equals clone on write values. Okay. Yep. Match clone on write. Okay. So I guess what I'm thinking actually happens in here. And let me think about this. Yeah. Okay. So basically when we create the cow, right? Or we put it into this little items wrapper, right? To have our slice in there. Right now it's still just a pointer, right? It hasn't done anything. We don't have any mutation. It's kind of just like we had this, right? And we can read from it just like we would other ways, et cetera, et cetera. Everything would be good. You can see the match just shows that it has borrowed, right? Oh, right, because it's an enum. We're getting there. And then once we actually write on it and we do a match, like we did some mutation, right? Now the cow is owned. How the F does that actually work? Let me just think about this. Match clone on write. Okay. Clone on write dot values dot to mute dot push 3. Okay. Interesting. So basically this to mute is going to then clone, like that's what's moving it from a borrowed to an owned. And then you know whether it's borrowed or owned here. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that wasn't the part that I was confused about. But yeah. Okay. Very cool. Well, this is interesting. It seems like it's actually pretty easy to use for the most part. Because I imagine you can use it kind of like a box in the sense that like you can treat the inner value as if you were just using the inner value. But yeah. Immutable access to borrowed data and clone the data lazily when mutation or ownership is required. Yeah. Neat. Very cool. Okay, so let's figure out how that applies here then. I guess first we need to have stood borrow cow. And then we can go here. So let's think about this. I think the point is, instead of having our bin, let's look at our bin implementation. Instead of this being a box of static stir, this should actually be a cow of stirs. And then I can actually just push onto it however I want. Let me think if that's true. I've got both static stir and string, and you don't want to create a whole new string, so cow is the best option you have here. Sure. I'm just wondering if I want to change this or if I actually just want to change, like, because it kind of sounds nice. And because of the way this works, like if it was like a long-lived thing, maybe it would be worse. But because of the way this works, I have this bin, and it's like a single execution sort of thing. And so it's like if I just put a cow here, I could end up just pushing onto this. And that might actually be nice. But I think we're going to start with something simpler. Use cow here, maybe? Okay. My dog is wearing a shirt. Yes, this is true. All right. So let's just think about this part. Like, what does it actually buy me in this case? So I have a static stir. Yeah, dog nudes are extra for sure. For sure. Maybe it is just in my struct that I actually want the cow. And it doesn't make sense to do anything different here. Let me just think about this. How much does this like clean up the code? There's a secret menu. Yeah, for sure. It only unlocks if you give 100 gift subs. That's when the secret menu unlocks. All right. Right. So currently we have a couple things. We have this P. For some reason, I'm just not like completely processing how to use this here. Probably because I'm thinking about too many different things. That's okay. That's okay. Let's just give me a minute. Don't tell me yet, okay? I know you're probably about to tell me, but I'm trying to decide how I want to use this. Okay. Why is there code? Smelly nerds. Okay. So I think let's look at their example here because it's probably going to be similar. It is annoying that there's this whole like lifetime parameter thing. I wonder if what I want is to just call this static here. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, right? So if I change this to be a cow instead of a box, and we said static, and then this became and stirs, maybe that work. I think that would work. Let's see what Rust Analyzer says. Maybe I can maybe I still need the lifetime annotation on the strings to be this. Okay, well that compiles. I don't know if it is actually what I want. I don't think I'm going to care that this lifetime is static here because of the way this program is. This isn't like a long running program. I don't see a problem with this, but maybe I should. I don't know. Let's just play with this and see what happens. All right. And then how does this work? They just did an N2 in order to make it a cow. We can try that. Is there no N2 for that? Do you want the array to be static or constant or flexible vector? Oh, that's a good point. Actually, it's a good question. Let me just think about it. I think what I want to move from, like before I had the box, etc. I think what I'd want to move from in going with the cow is that I can just push things onto this vector, basically. Right? So then it's a question of like, maybe I just want this to be a vec of strings. So far, all we've done, Nightshade, is change this from a box to a cow, and then I ended up doing a static here. I think that's what I want. And then I'm trying to decide what type this actually should be. I mean, I feel like in their case, like they do this kind of stuff. Oh, you know what? I think I just realized what I did wrong. Hey, what's up, Scott? We're doing Rust today. I told you. Wednesdays. Rust Wednesdays. Now, first of all, they don't like this into, and that probably makes sense. Because they had to do this sort of thing. I don't know how much that actually matters, but so here I really just want to pass a cow of an empty slice or vector. I don't really care what it is. I mean, I could construct it manually. I mean, using N2 is kind of nice though. This is where I get confused. Maybe I just need to go back from here. Cow from. Maybe I just want to say cow from, and then it will help me. I'm just going to do this and see if it does anything for me. It doesn't like this at all. Can I just do this? No. Can I... What if I do like... You fell asleep and dumped a cup of coffee on your computer and keyboard? Oh no. That's terrible. Maybe I just get rid of this whole idea here and I do make it a vector in the struct. Maybe that will simplify something for me. Like, maybe what I want is just a vector of stirs. Can I have that? Can I, it's not called vec. It's this, isn't it? Nope, I can't have that either. It hates everything about me. No, it's actually probably the trait bound stir clone is not satisfied. Only the last field. Okay, lots of information is really what that came down to. What if I just follow their example with their X and I do this instead? Does that make us happy? Can I just make this a string instead? Yes. String is happy. Okay. I'll look at your link in a second. Okay, so let's just change this now to be my string. And we'll find out if this is like just all wrong. Can I do this? I still can't do this. Why not vector of cows? What does that buy me, Amit? If I have a vector of cows, I don't actually want to mutate the strings. I just want to be able to push onto the vector. In which case, maybe then this is just all not what I want anyway. And maybe at the end of the day, I don't even need the cow and I just have the vector and I can just push onto it. But the problem I had before was lifetimes. But I think maybe... What if I just made this a vector of string? Could I do that? Yeah, I think I got 2 down into the... Now we're not even going to use the cow, though. Doesn't that make us sad? I think I got 2 into the static thing. And then what I really just needed is a vec of string. I think that was the problem. Stream title was a lie. Well, I mean, we learned about cows, okay? We learned about them. We just didn't end up using them. Oh, it's so dumb. So dumb. Okay. So this just ends up being an empty vec. Vec cow static stir. But I'm just trying to think, like, what does that buy? Oh, because then if I do make those cows, here's what that buys me. If I do vec cow static stir, I do actually then get to push either stirs or strings onto the vector, and it doesn't care. Okay, there we go. We're gonna do it even if we don't need to. All right, fine, Amit, just for you. Yeah, exactly. I said that already, Amit. I already said it. I know what I'm doing. All right, let's go. This is gonna be a fun type to type a few times. I only have to type it twice. I think I'll survive. Isn't there like a vec empty or something? Is there not? Am I just like completely... It's just vec new, maybe? I think that's what it is. I figured it out without reading chat. All right, let me cook for a little bit of meat. Let me cook for a little bit. Where the hell did element come from? Where did all this shit come from? What did Emacs do to me? Required args index? What happened here? What did Emacs do? All right. Yeah, I can just use vec. Yeah. I will use that here. All right. So I have a static stir here, and this is when I have to figure out here, if I just do vec and then I do a cow from arg, I think this will work. And probably like this, but maybe I don't even need that. Okay, I don't need that because it's already borrowed. Cow from arg. Boom. Okay, very good. We can do that. Cow borrowed and cow owned, yeah. But I can just do this, right? Like, that's fine. Like, isn't this just going to figure it out? Converts a string slice into a borrowed variant. So it's basically, the point is that this is like the same thing as calling cow, if I called the cow borrowed constructor, right? It does the same thing with less letters. I like less letters most of the time. All right, so most likely we won't need this P stuff anymore, but we'll see what happens. All right, so let args equals, so here we have our user args. Right here, which is a little and string malarkey. self.args to vec, but I don't have to do this anymore, right? Now I can actually just say self.args. Oh, but I didn't declare it as mutable. Okay. So I need and mute self, first of all. And then if I have and mute self, I should be able to just push this args on here. Now, of course, user args is literally a single string, so to call it args is a little bit wrong. But I think I should be able to just say self.args push args, and I probably can get away with an into there if I wanted to. Oh, right. And then I still have to return. Oh, I won't even have to return it. But let's begin. We'll begin with returning it, even though I shouldn't really have to at the end of this. I can just mutate self.args directly and go through it. Okay, so then we have self.args.len, blah, blah, blah. We have our P, and we know our P is a string. And so what I should be able to do, again, is just do a self.args return, and this can just be a self.args.push, and I don't need the as stir anymore. I should be able to just like grab it. I should be able to just grab that thing. I wonder if I ever need the explicit into. I probably do, but let's just see what happens if I delete it. Well, there's other errors. So yeah, let the man cook at me. All right. I'm getting there. Right? We're good. We got this. Don't worry about it. All right. So we can just let that. All right. And again, we're going to return self.args and self.args.push. Oh my gosh. I spill shit sometimes, but it's also part of the reason why I have a large desk. Because usually if I spill it, I've got plenty of time before it actually reaches anything that's important. The other thing that's good is my equipment is on the left-hand side, since you guys care so much. See? Focus right on the left-hand side, right? Drink on the right-hand side. Laptop is on a razor, like a lift, a stand. We're good. My keyboard is the most vulnerable part of this operation. Yeah. Spilling things. It happens. That is not to say that I couldn't figure out a way to completely screw everything up. Okay. We'll leave off the into on this one. Okay, so it really does want that into explicitly. That's fine. I know, right? else self.args.toVec. Okay, so this is cool because actually mutation is, I hate to say it as a functional programmer, but mutation is going to make this code nicer. Because now, instead of all of this, I can actually get rid of the assignment. Ooh, this is gonna feel pretty good. Oh, wait. Before we go too far, before we go too far, let's clean up the rest to make sure we don't have another hidden error somewhere, right? Okay. If self.name equals open that args 0. Okay. That's fine. So we could make this nth. We could do a few things, but what does args take? Args takes an into iterator. Okay. What if I just start changing these first of all to self.args? Let's start with that. And then I always forget. Is it nth? I could use nth. Is that not what they call it? That's not what they call it. Okay. I forget what it is. They don't have like a first or something, right? Like oh, it's get, and then it's like get 0, but that's kind of dumb. I don't love that. I don't particularly love that, but we could do it. They do have a first. Is there a first? Is that valid? Okay. What does first return? An option? I figured. So I could do a couple things. I could do the side effect within it. That's one option. I could unwrap it because I know that like it should exist. Or I could just do an expect here and it'd be dirty, but that's okay. So we could say a little expect nothing to open WTF, you know, something like really good error message. Okay, what's wrong with you? Mismatch closing delimiter. I did something wrong. Oh, I missed another parens. That's what I did wrong. It still hates me? What does it hate me about? Yeah, I mean first should return an optional. I think that's a good call. Sometimes mutation is nice, right? Right, Ryan? You get me. Oh no. Of course you clipped that. Dang it. Oh man. Okay, what does this say? Trait bound is not satisfied, blah blah blah, as implement, blah 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 blah. Okay. Oh, that's because it's still a cow. So it's returning that cow. What does that take? As ref os stir. Okay. I wonder if I just need so this is a first. This is going to return out my cow. And then I probably need to do something like I could do a match here. But yeah, I need to do something like as borrow or whatever. I think as borrow would be fine, right? Yeah. Okay. Nope. It hates me. It's not as borrow. It's fine. Let's as ref probably. I bet it's as ref. No, as ref. Yep. One nice thing about traits is you end up getting a lot of the same method names everywhere. You get used to it. Okay, and then args takes this, which is just an into iterator. And this just is self.args. And right now it's a vec cal stir. So in what way do you feel like this is not an iterator, Sir Rust? What way do you feel like this is not an iterator? Let's see. We're up here. Let's just do a little cargo build. Get that full, beautiful error message. The trait as ref is not implemented for cow stir. The following other types implement trait as ref. Cow t as ref t, cow stood FFI. Oh, okay. So now because this is a cow stir, it hates me. Interesting. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. So no, this is actually the vec. Interesting. Stop this insanity right now. All right. Let's fix the other errors and come back to this. I think what we know that we can do now is get rid of a lot of this, which is gonna be nice, because we're not returning anything anymore. And that means we can get rid of this and that. We just need that, right? Hey, Jonesino, what's up? I do have a mouse. It's true. I use a mouse. Okay, so we did that. We need to fix our constructors, I'm guessing, is the other thing. Oh, it's I bet it's where I actually, yeah, I'm passing this box new. So instead of this, we're just going to vec macro and do a cal from, and see if it likes us now. Seems to like us. We have one more place we need to do that. Up here. And this can just be vec new. I guess it is kind of silly that I did vec new one place instead of doing the vec macro. It is kind of nice syntax. Okay. I think that's it. Let's just go back for consistency. Since this code base is so effing good, we're going to go back and use the vec macro there. We just want to make sure that this code is just super clean. Okay. So that means our only error should just be this one. Cool. We're getting somewhere. So basically it has to be able to you're saying up here, instead of doing cal from, I could just do an into. I've never thought about that. Like, would that work within this vec macro, you think? That would be interesting. I was just thinking with the vec macro, it might hate it, but I guess because the macro is at the end of the day basically a function, it's fine. It's happy enough. There is some things that I don't actually like into for TBH. I mean, granted, I can just look at this and know what's happening, but like there is something nice about calling a constructor manually if you already have it imported, in my opinion. There's something nice about it. Okay. So this is saying that args has to have an into iterator where the item is an S, and that S has to implement asref os stir. So the only thing I'm a little bit confused by, let's look at our git diff real quick. Let's look at our diff. Let's remember what type P was to begin with. P was just a string, right? P was just a string. And our args was really just a vector of static stirs. Okay. So I guess a vector of static stirs is somehow fine with this. But yeah, I don't know what you mean to me. You mean what I was talking about with the into? Like it's the difference between being explicit and implicit? I think it's just nice, like if you're looking at this one line of code and you're not having to read everything else, there is something nice about just seeing a cow from, and you're like, okay, so this on this one line without having to look at any other types, I know what type this is expecting. It's a vec of cow string, you know? There's something nice about that. That's all my point is. But I'm not like being... Okay, so we have a vec cow stir, and somehow args is mad about it. So it kind of makes me think, like, what if, like, do I need to just map this and get a different type out? I guess we should also see like what actually implements asref os stir. That could be helpful to know. Yeah, I think it's because it could be owned or borrowed, right? And so if it was owned, like doing an owned os stir, maybe that wouldn't work. So new asref os stir. Okay, we can actually test this out real quick. Which is to say, if we say stud ffi os stir new, and we say hello, it's fine with this. If we say hello to string, it's not fine, right? If we do hello to string as ref, it's fine again. Which tells us that basically we need some refs in here. No, I'm pretty sure it was os stirs. See, asref os stir. Okay. Self.args tells us how we need going. Oh man. The string malarkey is can get a little over the top. I rage quitted the other day. over some of the string business. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I was just I was showing the difference between ownership and not, in that basically to show that what actually has implemented asref os stir. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Ons. I don't disagree with you. No, BG was in here one time, the time I rage quitted, and he was basically like, I'm never ever going to do Rust. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'm a terrible ambassador for most of the tech that I use. Okay. So let's just do a little as ref, I think. Might just do as good. No, you don't like us. Vec cow static stir is not an iterator. Oh. Okay. Right. I know it's not an... Oh, because I didn't actually get the iterator from it. I'm just being dumb. Okay. Self.args.map. What is it? .iter. Isn't it just iter? I know there's into iter, but I thought there was also just iter. Am I crazy? No, I'm not crazy. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this does illustrate some of, I mean, you have the memory safety, all of those things. But like, it does illustrate some of the annoyances with Rust. And I think this code right here kind of shows some of that. Not gonna lie. Okay. Borrowed data escapes outside of method. Okay. That's fair. It's possible that I actually just want... I could do a couple things. I could make this a cow again at the beginning. More type means more info about programming. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. But of course, a lot of people who are used to a high level language, like having to do this sort of thing is just kind of like, why did I just have to do this? It's literally just strings, you know? And I know it's not literally just strings, but that's kind of the point. But I mean, that's where you get into like Rust is not high level in a lot of ways. Okay. So self.args.push args.into it doesn't like me, and that's because I have a borrowed value here. So what I can actually do, because I don't actually care about this, I can do a couple things. I could actually just take the value. I can do what Amit's saying, and I can do an as stir, and that probably works. Okay. Nope, it still hates me. And I think it's because that lifetime is still mad. So if you know, for those who don't do a lot of Rust, just so you know, we first had type errors, right? And that's because we have multiple passes that are happening in the compiler. We first have type errors. We fixed all the type errors. We think we're done, but no, we get lifetime errors, right? And that's what's happening now, is we get our borrow checker errors, and that's where we have to figure this out. So actually what I can do, because I don't care about user args, and I know it's an option, is I can actually just take ownership of that string. I also don't have to take this as a reference. I can actually just take it as an owned option. And then here I don't have to do any of this as stir business. I can just call into on the cow, right? So now I'm going to get an error in our main saying you're passing an option. Why are you doing that? And I should be able to just move this, and it should be fine with that. But let's see if that's true. So I have a couple options here. I could clone this if I want to. It's partly why I started with a reference. What I could do actually is I could actually just take it right here. I think. No, it doesn't like that either. All right. What's the actual error? Cannot borrow B is mutable as it is behind an and reference. B is a and reference. So the data, yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, right. So really all I need to do is say mute args, and I think the rest will work. But maybe not. Let's see. Nope. That wasn't enough for it. It could be because I have it borrowed right here. Let me just think about this. So dry run is fine up there because we're just borrowing some shit. Here we're having to say, here's borrow of or args.lang. We still have this immutable borrow, right? And then I'm saying map or else dry run. We still have this immutable borrow right here. It's saying if I make the B mutable, yeah, I'm getting it. Because this B dot run. Oh, it's because I made this mutable. Okay, so I need to stop worrying about the args problem, and I need to just worry about the B problem. I forgot that I made B mutable. So yeah, actually just doing and mute B might work. I just need mute instead. Okay, mute B. Okay. Cannot borrow B is mutable as it is behind an and reference. And it's behind an and reference. Why? I could just clone here. Potentially, we could try that. Let's just throw in a clone for fun. No, it doesn't like me. Okay. Let's get the full build output. So B is an and reference here. And that's because get resource actually just returns a reference, right, to the B. What if instead of it returning a reference, it didn't? What if that worked? Let me think. It comes from a reference to the resources v2, which was technically static. but that's fine. Okay, let me just see if that works. I don't think doing something like this is going to do anything for me. I love when this doesn't actually tell me what the error is. Returns a reference to data owned by the current function. Yeah. Okay. Now I could just move. I could try to move. But I think what I want to do is I probably just want to try making get resource return something else. So let's just do this. Okay. All I need to do is not %s, just s/dot/as/ref and delete that. Okay, let's see. Right. And that's because we're not copying, which is fine. But I'm kind of thinking about, instead of doing an and self, if I just do where it actually moves self. Oh, right. But it's not really about the self. The self is fine. It's just coming from resources v2. Can I just consume resources and be fine? It's possible that I can. Yeah, exactly. All this stuff is quite literally okay. Get returns an option and v. Okay. Can I get this as like a to-owned variant of this? Huh. Remove the item from map. Oh, that's true. I could. I didn't even think about that. Dumb. Is remove the actual name of the method? Look at you. Look at you, Amit. Okay. Interesting. It requires deref mute though. But that's not implemented for this hash map. I wonder if it's because it's static. Oh yeah, it's static. I made them static. I forgot about that. That is annoying. I don't know if making MV2 mute matters. It's I guess. I don't know how this works because it's static. I mean, I understand what you're like. I mean, making it mute makes sense, but I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how lazy static works, so I guess we'd have to figure that part out. I wonder if I can just take the ref part out. Does that do anything for me? Nope. Okay, let's look up lazy static docs. Lazy static. Static ref implements deref type and stores it in a static with name. On first deref export gets evaluated and stored internally such that all further derefs can return a reference to the same object. Note that this can lead to deadlocks if you have multiple lazy statics that depend on each other in their initialization. Have generally the same properties as regular static variables. Any type in them needs to fulfill the sync trait. If the type has a destructor, then it will not run when the process exits. Static ref count. Okay, I'm going to go with that I cannot make this mutable. To me, that would make the most sense. But let's see what this trait has. You're using RW lock to make it immutable. Hey Dave, what's up? We're doing some Rust today. We're gonna do some OCaml on Friday. Hope you're doing well. Sure. Exciting. Is RW lock a crate or is that like something in stud? Never used it. Okay. A reader-writer lock. This type of lock allows a number of readers or at least most one writer at any point in time. Okay, that makes sense. Because of the way that it works, yeah. You can clone the map at the start. Yeah, I could do that. I guess realistically, like the maps are kind of large, but it's not like it's gonna be that big of a deal. It would be kind of cool to see me not have to do that, but we'll see. Like I could do this where I clone. What happens if I clone the hash map directly? It doesn't even have a clone. Its trait bounds were not satisfied. The following trait bounds were not satisfied. Resources v2 clone. So I'd have to like implement clone. Oh, it's probably because I don't have clone on lang or resources. Duh. v2. Let's derive some clone. Just see what happens here. You like that spelling? Which means our Ben needs clone. Let's just go grug for a second. I did it. I love when I do that. Derive clone. Oh my god, I cannot type clone for the life of me. I mean, I kind of get just from looking at the row lock docs how it would work, right? Maybe I don't. I think I do, but who knows? Good times. Okay. Let's go back up to resources v2. Okay, this is fine. Now I probably would need to also do it to Ling, but let's see. Maybe not. Maybe I can get away with just this. Okay. All right, so I derived clone on those two things. Okay, wow, Emacs is dead. Emacs died. Something happened to Emacs. All right, let's just see what happens with this next cargo build. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We can get there. Cannot borrow as mutable. Yeah, that's true. Did we figure this out? No, we're just gonna need a new frame. This frame's dead. That frame died. It's somewhere around there. Like that or so. Okay. Where was I? Sorry for slow. I was on a work meeting when that happened. What were you doing? What are you guys talking about? What was the error again? 387? Oh yeah, it's just that I don't have this declared as mute somewhere. No, 236. 236. I just have to declare this as mute. And then we're happy. Now, of course, I could potentially move this. Let's see what happens if I don't do take. Like this should error, right? Let's not take and see what I get, right? So now that I moved user args, I don't have to do the take, which is good because I'm fine with moving this value, and take, although it's very cheap, it's not free. He pinged you here and in Discord. Oh gosh, it's funny. Dylan, hey, 6 months. Wow. Wild. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. It's so rude. It's such a rude redeem. No, I think the unban is literally that is so rough. Oh man. That is really funny, Speen. I forgot I even had that. Okay. I was about to say that we were going to have to move. It's so rough because it's literally 10,000 points too. It's not like an easy redeem for voice ban. Just voice on. Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, you're broke, I bet. Um, I was about to say that we're going to turn into a museum stream, and I was going to have to put on some J-pop. I mean, you know, like I play J-pop here and there anyway, but we're gonna play some J-pop, and we'll just do no mic. Um, where's your command? I don't remember. Do you mean functor? I don't remember the functional command. Uh okay, so what was I saying? We finished explaining why this is better than take. We're just moving shit all over the place. Oh, what? Oh, was this earlier? Oh my gosh, was this today? I guess I like completely zoned on out on chat for a while. That's possibly what happened. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Copy, clean link. To make sure this this clip is okay. How did what happened? What happened to the clip? I didn't do anything. I 100% did not delete your clip. Is your clip really like gone? Or did you just type? No, you just missed a letter, Nightshade. It's in your original redeem correctly. Yeah, you just missed it. You missed a letter. All right. Hilarious. All right. And command functional. All right. There you go. That's the first time we've had a voice ban and a voice on ban. That was hilarious. That was very funny. Entertainment. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good, Nightshade. That's pretty well played. Well played. All right, so we have this. It looks good. I think this is we don't need this mute. Let's think about this. Oh, we don't need the mute because we're actually not mutating anymore. We're just moving args. We're moving shit around. It's really funny because like when you're working on a more complex application in Rust, yeah, it's only once per stream too. That's what makes it even worse. It would be kind of fun. I mean, they don't have this kind of logic. It would be fun if like you could re-enable voice ban if somebody used a voice unban, and then just like, you know, that could be kind of fun. But they don't have that logic. And I can't have more than one voice ban in a stream. It would kill me. I would literally die, guys. Literally die. Oh yeah, so I was just saying like I'm so used to like making sure I put all of my borrows in at the very beginning, but when you're running like a short-lived program like this command line tool, it's like moving is actually like a good thing. Like it makes sense to do, you know? And that's a little interesting. No doubt. Okay. So let's make sure this builds. Let's see this build. Let's go. Freaking Rust Master. We actually used cows today. We did it. Do I want to try RW lock solution, or am I satisfied with the solution? Let's put it as a to-do. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. Let's do it as a to-do. Can you send me the link again so I don't have to find it? And then I'll put it in the repo. Use RW lock instead of cloning MV2. Thanks. EG. Oh yeah, I still have some Nix work to do for this repo. Change args to trailing var arg. I mean, this is good to know about. I guess we'll leave it there. Is there any other to-dos in here? Okay. Okay. This is a good place to be. Let's just try this out. Make sure it works like we think it should. Build in Rust with Rust. All right. And we can do a polyracker run. Let's go. Beautiful. Dylan, are you still around? Here you go. I did this. So we open docs, right? So we can open, you know, we can open things like Rust docs if we want. Of course, I didn't go to the right effing window. This one probably. There we go. Open Rust docs. And then we can also open up the OCaml docs. It's so perfect. The OCaml documentation. I mean, it's a little verbose. You don't always know what it's going to say, but it works. It's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Okay, cool. I think I'm done with this for now. Let's just talk about what we're doing next time. So Friday, I'm going to actually speed run CS 3110, which is the OCaml something book. Just to get make sure there's not any basics that it might just be helpful, because I'm thinking about working on Surday next, and I probably need some better foundations with OCaml before I do that. So that's what's the plan there. I did, for those of you who were here for the next stream, I did figure out that whole every build breaking thing, and it does require a change to almost every single flake I wrote, but at least we figured it out, mostly because of Antonio and Ons. I think, was it Ons? No, it was Absinthe. I think it was Absinthe. Lots of A's around. Okay, so let's go ahead and commit this. That's the wrong repo. Let's go ahead and commit this. What did we do? We made some cows. Use cow. Clean, good. Clean code, good. There we go. There's a good. There's a good commit message. Awesome. Yeah, I know this was a little shorter than usual today, but I think I'm going to leave it there. See you, YouTube.